going to start off with some congressional record, and the topic is the handicapped. Ready? Mr. President, I am submitting a resolution with several of my distinguished colleagues that will hopefully serve to reinforce an awareness of the needs of American citizens who are handicapped. I would like to urge both houses of Congress to concentrate on legislative initiatives that will further assist all disabled Americans in their movement to join the mainstream of society. The time has come to begin to recognize the potential contributions that the 38 million handicapped Americans can make. For too long now, we have emphasized the limitations of disabled individuals rather than giving them a chance to demonstrate their capabilities. During the past decade, we have made great strides in eliminating the barriers which have prevented the handicapped from circulating freely in our society. Ambitious programs which allow the disabled person greater accessibility to public and private buildings and transportation systems have been introduced. Along with the elimination of physical barriers, industry must learn to recognize the abilities of the handicapped. The intent of the resolution is to heighten public awareness of the problems faced by this country's handicapped people. As members of Congress, we can encourage the integration of the handicapped into the mainstream of society by introducing the legislative initiatives that will create employment opportunities for the disabled American. Mr. President, we are at a key point in time. We need to continue to foster a true awareness and a keener understanding of the obstacles that exist in community life for the handicapped individual. I ask for unanimous consent to have this resolution considered to establish a committee to study the problems of the handicapped and the integration into the industrial workforce. Let's make it our resolution to continue to open the doors for all handicapped Americans. Okay. I have an article here. This is called No Hair Day. Ready? If you are turning 16, you stand in front of the mirror, scrutinizing every inch of your face. You agonize that your nose is too big and you're getting another pimple, on top of which you are feeling dumb, your hair isn't blonde, and that boy in your English class has not noticed you yet. Allie never had those problems. 2 years ago, she was a beautiful, popular, and smart 11th grader, not to mention a varsity lacrosse goalie and an ocean lifeguard. With her tall, slender body, pool blue eyes, and thick blonde hair, she looked more like a swimsuit model than a high school student. But during that summer, something changed. After a long day of lifeguarding, Allie couldn't wait to get home, rinse the salt water out of her hair, and comb through the tangles. She flipped her sun-bleached mane forward. "Allie," her mother cried, "what did you do?" She had discovered a bare patch of skin on the top of her daughter's scalp. "Did you shave it? Could someone else have done it when you were sleeping?" Quickly, they solved the mystery. Allie must have wrapped the elastic band too tightly around her ponytail. The incident was soon forgotten. 3 months later, another bald spot was found, then another. Soon, Allie's scalp was dotted with peculiar quarter-sized bare patches. After diagnosis of "it's just stress" to remedies of topical ointments, a specialist began to administer injections of cortisone, 50 in each spot, to be exact, every 2 weeks. To mask her scalp, bloody from the shots, Allie was granted permission to wear a baseball hat to school, normally a violation of the strict uniform code. Little strands of hair would push through the scabs only to fall out 2 weeks later. She was suffering from a condition of hair loss known as alopecia, and nothing would stop it. Allie's sunny spirit and supportive friends kept her going, but there were some low points, like the time when her little sister came into her bedroom with a towel wrapped around her head to have her hair combed. When her mother untwisted the towel, Allie watched the tousled thick hair bounce around her sister's shoulders. Gripping all of her limp hair between 2 fingers, she burst into tears. It was the first time she had cried since the whole experience began. As time went on, a bandana replaced the hat, which could no longer conceal her balding scalp. With only a handful of wispy strands left, the time had come to buy a wig. Instead of trying to resurrect her once long blonde hair, pretending like nothing was ever lost, she opted for an auburn shoulder-length one. Why not? People cut and dye their hair all the time. With her new look, Allie's confidence strengthened. Even when the wig blew off from an open window of her friend's car, they could all share in the humor. As summer approached, Allie began to worry. If she couldn't wear a wig in the water, how could she lifeguard again? Why did you forget how to, why did you forget how to swim? Her father asked. She got the message, and after wearing an uncomfortable bathing cap for only one day, she mustered up the courage to go completely bald, despite the stares and occasional comments from less than polite beachcombers. "Why do you crazy kids have your heads shaved?" Allie adjusted to her new look. She arrived back at school that fall. No hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, with her wig tucked away somewhere at the back of her closet. As she had always planned, she would run for school president, changing her campaign speech only slightly, presenting a slideshow on famous bald leaders, from Gandhi to Mr. Clean. Allie had the students and the facility and faculty rolling in the aisles. In her first speech as the elected president, Allie addressed her condition, quite comfortable, answering questions, dressed in a t-shirt with the words, "Bad Hair Day," printed across the front. She pointed to her shirt and said, "When most of you wake up in the morning and don't like how you look, you may put on this t-shirt." Putting on another t-shirt over the other, she continued, "When I wake up in the morning, I put on this one." It read, "No Hair Day." Everybody cheered and applauded, and Allie, beautiful, popular, and smart, not to mention varsity goalie, ocean lifeguard, and now school president, with the pool blue eyes, smiled back from the podium.